comments? Okay, so to be clear, currently, council, I noticed that with any of these delegations of authority, council can still act. These aren't an exclusive delegation, correct? So if council decides that they still want to initiate litigation, et cetera, they can still do that, right?
Through the chair, I don't think that there's one answer to that question. It depends what type of litigation you're talking about. So I think if the question could be more specific, I might be able to answer it.
Okay, through the chair, I thought it was pretty clear. We still have the right, as the ones who render decisions, to initiate litigation, correct?
Through the chair, it depends.
Okay, so through the chair, it's my understanding that staff's role is to advise and council's role is to make decisions. Is that not a fair assessment of the allocation of duties?
Through the chair, that is an oversimplification of the relationship between council and staff.
Okay, perhaps I have it then. Is it reversed? Is it staff's role to make decisions and our role to advise? I feel like Alice in Wonderland. When we're elected by the people, it's our job to make decisions and staff's job to advise us. My simple and very straightforward, I believe, question is, are we not permitted to continue to give instructions to initiate or settle litigation if we approve this bylaw?
Councillor Trill, I think you've had your answer.
No, I have not, Madam Chair.
I think the answer was it depends.
Okay. What I find very concerning is that the answer is not yes. It's my understanding and in my experience as a city councilor for the last however many years that on occasion we have been asked to make difficult decisions involving pursuing litigation, for example, with the host community agreement. So I am very concerned about approving anything that removes from us this ability to do our jobs. I will ask another question as a follow-up. With respect to the delegating of authority to settle for anything under $250,000, I have concerns about this. When it comes to our job, sometimes we seek remedies that are not solely monetary. And again, without going into details, I'll refer to the ongoing litigation that we had for several years regarding the host community agreement. And for example, us seeking, for the sake of argument, I'm not saying this was something in there, but additional monitoring. If we authorize staff to settle litigation under, say, for example, anything up to $250,000, I don't believe that that takes into account non-monetary remedies that are things that members of council may be seeking on behalf of their constituents. So, again, for clarification, it was my understanding from reading the preamble to this report that nothing in this report gave away our ability to continue to do the powers outlined in the report, and that we were simply giving some staff the authority to handle, for example, on minor matters, on property, on planning matters, on, clerk's department things. But if the answer is no, or maybe, or partially, then I simply cannot support this bylaw at all. So, to summarize, there are, I think, important ramifications to giving up our ability to have the final say on issues. My personal background is as an attorney, and so for that reason, I am, particularly interested in these sections involving the litigation decisions. But I also refer to my experience here as a city councilor, in which sometimes we have had to litigate for matters relating to the public. So, my recommendation, since none of this is something that we have to do, none of this was initiated by a member of council, in response to a constituent concern, out of an abundance of caution, we remove the 6 or I believe 7 sections pertaining to court matters and simply allow status quo to prevail. This way, we aren't throwing out the baby with the bathwater, and the bulk of the amendments and the recommendations will pass, and any of those that are concerning will just simply continue to observe status quo. Those are my comments. So the motion would be then simply to remove the court matters from the scope of this. Thank you.